Hello students, welcome back to our online class. You're watching Charman and today we'll be continuing with The Tempest, Act 2, Scene 1, Lines, continuation of the yesterday. So we have seen that all these people, Alonso, Sebastian, Antonio, Gonzalo, Adrian, Francisco and a few other followers, they were on the another part of the island. So here Gonzalo tries to console Alonso. Now, why Gonzalo tries to console Alonso? Because Alonso lost his son, Ferdinand, and he is not there with them in this group. So, obviously, Alonso thinks that Ferdinand might have drowned or he's missing or what happened to him is exactly not known to anyone because they have not seen or neither his dead body is revealed if it is to confirm that he is dead and or he is alive or is he in the somewhere other part of the island like them. So there is no idea about what exactly happened with the Ferdinand, but Alonso feels that he has lost his son and that loss, it's a very big grief, okay, and he's very sad because of that. And Gonzalo tries to understand and he just tries to console Alonso. And in such situations, like when someone tries to give you consoling words, advice and all, like you would feel that will be that much worthful because you think, or for the person who undergoes a severe pain, for them they know what their pain is, isn't it? But to some extent the words gets a relief, okay. So Alonso, when Gonzalo tries to console Alonso with all the words, with all the philosophical explanations, etc. So Alonso says that Prithi, please stop it. Okay, I am not in the mood to listen to that, or like your words will not bring down my grief. So Sebastian says that he receives comfort, and we have seen that how Antonio and Sebastian, in the midst of that, tries to make the scene more, critical, and may try to make fun of the Gonzalo at the same time, and also try to make Alonso more grief. And they have their own advantages in that we will come to the further explanation. Okay, so we see that Gonzalo speaks about consoling the Alonso, and Alonso finally says that I Preeti means spare me, okay, spare me, leave me, okay. And Gonzalo says, well, I have done, but yet, well, I'm finished, but still, I'm finished. I have done means, okay, whatever I was planning to say to you, or like whatever my words to console you, I have almost said what I have to speak to you, but still, I would like to add one or two things to that. So Sebastian, he will be talking. So Sebastian knows that that's the nature of the Gonzalo. He's a very typical old person. He is the counselor. Okay, so obviously he is in the habit of talking again and again, even though the opposite person is not ready to listen. Okay, so and that is why Sebastian says that he will be talking, means he will not stop by this, he will be continually talking. And Antonio says that which of he or Adrian for a good wager first. So he says that let's make a good bet. Okay, now wager means bet. Which one, who will be the best talker? Okay, which one, he or Adrian? So just like, can you make a, let's have a bet between between Gonzalo and Adrian, they attended. Okay, so and says that who is the more talkative person, what do you think? And this is a bet, or this communication is between Sebastian and Antonio, because they are really worried, least worried about the Alonso's grief. Okay, and for them, as I told you, it's an advantage. And what's the advantage, we'll come to know later. So he says that means they begins to crow. What do you mean by, when the people, some people who are continuously having the habit of talking again and again and repeating the things and have no planning to stop it, or not even thinking that the other person who is listening to them might be getting bored or getting irritated, or like they are fed up with that, but they are not bothered, that just keep on saying and saying and saying. And it's like we use the term crowing. Okay, you have seen that the crow always once it starts crowing or cawing, it keeps on continuing it. Okay, so that is why Sebastian and Antonio says that let's make a bet. Okay, who will be the winner, or who will, what do you think, who will be the person who will be constantly crowing? Okay, so Sebastian says the old cock. Now the old cock here refers to the old rooster. Okay, and indirectly it's referred to Gonzalo. Antonio, the cockerel. So Antonio says what? The young cockerel. So you are just talking about the cockerel. Now cockerel is used in the sense that to refer to the cock. Okay, now a cock, you know what is the duty of a cock, or what is the main purpose of the cock? That it makes noise in the early morning, or it makes others to wake up in the early morning by making its peculiar sound. Okay, so that you call it as a cockerel. So here he says that the cockerel, Sebastian done the wager. So they were just, you know, like arguing between each other to find out that who is the best person who will be crowing for a long period of time, and is it Gonzalo or is it Adrian? Okay, and now you can see that, well, is this the situation for Sebastian and Antonio to make such a bet or discuss when their king is in an utter grief? Okay, so now we can see that from this we can come to a conclusion that what is the exact nature of these two people, that how they used to how much they are attached to King Alonso, or what they think of King Alonso, etc. Now on the other side we can see that Sebastian, being the own brother of Alonso, was also least worried about the loss of Ferdinand. What could be the reason? The reason one can be, like, if Ferdinand didn't come back, okay, or he is dead, that means it will be a great advantage for the Sebastian, because the next heir of the throne after Alonso will be the Sebastian. Okay, so that is why he just thinks, maybe that is one reason, that somehow they just want to get rid of Ferdinand, and that's why they are not bothered about inquiring what happened to Ferdinand, or like how is, where he could be, nothing like that. Or neither they speak anything to Alonso regarding that matter, or try to shower any consoling words upon Alonso so that they can help Alonso in relaxing, nothing like that. So we don't see any kind of such expressions made by this Sebastian or Antonio, and instead of that we see that they are in themselves involved in betting regarding who will be the more talkative person. Is it Adrian or is it Gonzalo? Okay, and they both, have their own choices, like one supports the other, and one doesn't support it. So this is how they are going to just figure out that who is going to be the best talkative person. Okay, so Antonio laughs and says that, Sebastian, a match, what are you telling? It's a bet. Okay, a match means it's a bet. Match, it's again play or a competition between the two. So here it refers to as a bet. Adrian says that though this island seemed to be desert, so though, now Adrian also starts talking, okay, and he has his own opinion. He says that, look at this island, it almost looks like a desert. Why? Because there are no people, they can't see any inhabitants there, and it's like totally very calm and very quiet, very serene. And again you can see that it's like there was no sign of any even birds or animals, or like any sign of the people or the human beings living in that place. So that is why it seems to be totally deserted. Deserted means empty. And Sebastian says, ha ha ha, so you are paid. So now that means now they were in the bet, and they were just seeing that who will be the next person who will be talking, okay, or like begin the conversation, and that was Adrian. Okay, and now Sebastian then finally says that, yeah, you are paid, that means you have won. And Sebastian says, yet Adrian says uninhabitable and almost inaccessible. So Adrian is not bothered or not even having any idea that what Sebastian and Antonio are talking, because their conversation is reserved to them, whereas Adrian's conversation is reserved to him, and Gonzalo's conversation is reserved between Gonzalo and Alonso, where Alonso was also not much interested to listen to Gonzalo. Okay, that means that there is no a kind of mingling between these characters, and all the characters are aloof from each other, okay, are different from each other, or they don't have a kind of, like normally what happens when two or three friends gather together, you just involve in a communication, in a conversation, isn't it? So when three of you or four of you involve in a conversation, you will be listening to your friends' words and you will be replying according to that, isn't it? But it doesn't happen like two of your friends will be talking something else and other two of you are talking something else, even though you are four of you are together. Okay, so normally it doesn't happen. So here we can see that they are here, all the characters are detached to each other, and everyone have their own perspective of looking at the things. Okay, for Gonzalo, coming to this island is totally like something, he has lost everything, this is the end of the world and nothing is going to work out for him, and so he is totally disappointed and depressed. Okay, but I'm sorry, for Alonso, it is totally depressed and it is a kind of no hope. Okay, whereas for Adrian, also feels like they has discovered some new place, and the island seems to be deserted, uninhabited by the human beings, and but still it seems to be very, it seems to unable to believe and almost out. It seems to be like he's discovering that what is the island, how it is, and what he can do, etc. On the other side, you can see that Sebastian, he could not miss it. Okay, so he says that he could not miss Sebastian and Gonzalo Antonio are in a different conversation, and their conversation is totally doesn't suit with the situation. First thing is that, and another thing is that it is nothing to do here to speak that, and they are like, in a their own world. They are not worried about their king Alonso's grief. Okay, and Adrian says that again. Adrian keeps on continuing his conversation. It must needs be of subtle, tender, and delicate temperament. So Adrian says that it has to be of mild, tender, and delicate climate. So he is discovering the island. He is just trying to find out the pros and cons of the island, and says that it has to be mild here. It is because it is the island is to the close to the seashore or sea, so it will not be always mild, and lots of waves will be coming on the island, and otherwise he says that it should be tender, and climate also should be delicate. Means these, normally we see that in coastal areas, the people living in the coastal areas always suffer with these high tides and all, and also sometimes the tides are so high that it affect the land areas, and they will be affected by the land breeze and the sea breeze constantly. So it's not really a very comfortable place to live, or very comfortable climate that they get throughout the year. So that is why it says that it should have a delicate climate. Now Antonio, temperance was a delicate wench. So now Antonio picks out that word temperance, which is used by the Adrian, and he says that temperance, oh, you are talking about the temperance, was a delicate wench. Okay, he says that it's like temperance here refers to the temperature or the climate. Okay, and climate was a delicate mistress. Wench means mistress, unmarried girl, or women, etc. So he says that climate is like a delicate mistress. Now Sebastian's A and a subtle, as he most learnt teleword. So Sebastian says that yes, yes, and mild, and he has said most knowledgeably. Knowledgeably means very intellectually. Yeah, obviously, Climate. Now, what is the comparison between a climate and a lady? Okay, so what is the comparison? Climate is not a stable thing. Climate keeps on changing according to the, uh, you know, mm, according to the different climatic situations, it keeps on changing. So here also says that a woman's nature also keeps on changing. Okay, so or like it's very delicate. Okay, a woman is very delicate natured person. Okay, and that is why maybe Shakespeare in some other place he says that frailty thy name is women. Okay, so here this is what comparison is made between the temperance, that is a climate, and women. Okay, it says that temperance was a delicate wench, so that is climate is like a delicate mistress. Okay, and but again another reason is that why climate, we have a lot of comparisons with climate can destroy, a woman can destroy, climate can make, a woman can make. So this could be a comparison where it has referred to a delicate wench. Okay, so Adrian says that the air breathes upon us here most sweetly. The air here is very sweet for us. But the island has its own beauty. Island has the atmosphere of the island is different from the atmosphere of the other terrestrial or land areas. So, feel like enjoying that climate to some extent, and the air, you will be getting the fresh air, and you will be having a feeling like very relaxing and comfortable place. Okay, and feel like spending the time there. Antonio says, or as it were perfumed by a friend. Sometimes the air seems to be full of fragrance, sweet fragrance, or it feels like it is perfumed. Okay, and sometimes you can also get very foul smells also, or not, it's not necessary that always you get a sweet fragrance. Okay, sometimes you will be getting the foul ones, as if it had lungs and rotten ones. Okay, as if it had lungs and the rotten ones, and that. Okay, so or not necessary that always you get very sweet fragrance. Sometimes you will be getting like foul smell also. So Antonio says that, or as it were perfumed by fen. Here is everything advantageous to life. So Gonzalo, after listening to their conversation, he adds that here is everything beneficial to life. What is wrong with the island? Okay, you have water, you have food, you will be getting the food, you have the fresh air, and you have the land to rest. Okay, so everything is advantageous. So now Gonzalo's statement of telling everything is advantageous to life is actually shows the perspective of one person, isn't it? So whatever things we have, there are always people who complain, I don't have this, I don't have that, and they are not satisfied with any of the things that they get. Okay, so Gonzalo here is says that everything that you have with you is having some or other advantage to your life. Okay, that means it brings something good to you, or it might be having some useful, maybe not now, maybe in coming future. Okay, says that it has its own advantages. So that is why it says that. And this Gonzalo, he never spoke anything negative about the island, that they have lost, they can't go back and all. But Gonzalo takes it as more positively, and his perspective of looking at the things is not like the other people or the other characters, and that is why he motivates Alonso, gives courage to him to tolerate, and says that we have escaped, we have, our lives are saved, and what do you want more than that, isn't it? So you are not injured, you are not though you have to come across such a severe tempest, you are not injured, and you are very safe, you didn't die, and that means God has some plan for you, and that is why you are surviving. And so, and if you are brought into this particular island, so obviously God has some plan for you, and you will be continuing to discover yourself, that or there will be some or other advantage to be here. Okay, so we often, when we come across with the problems, we always think that that's the end, but it's not. Maybe that problem will be making you more stronger, or making you to endure that situation and discover yourself, which you might have never discovered yourself before. Or it will be like stepping into the another phase of life, where much good things can come on your way. Okay, so I hope that you understood the explanation. So for the day, we will be stopping here and continuing in the next. So please watch the video, keeping your textbook along with you so that you can understand it better. So thank you. So I'm signing off.